Hey guys, G-Force Ginger here. Today, we're going to be installing the Raceseng shift boot collar on the Honda Civic Type R. Stay tuned. So these are the items that you are going to need for the install. A 14mm wrench, a Phillips head screwdriver, a pry tool, some pliers, nippers, and of course, your Raceseng shift boot collar. I'm also going to be putting on a Raceseng shift knob at the same time. So the very first step is to go ahead and pull all this stuff back out of your way, push your cup holder back, pull this back, and then these two pieces right here, these actually pop off. You just grab them and pull on them. So get a nice grip, grab it with your palm down, and just pull up really hard. It's gonna pop out. Don't be afraid. Set that to the side. The second one, the same thing. Grab it nice and firm. I like to pull up about right there. Get a nice firm grip and just pull up, push your thumb into it. Pops right out, okay? Now, this is where you're gonna need the pry tool. So these pieces right here, these actually pop out. So what you do is you take your pry tool, there's a little edge right here under this corner. You stick your pry tool under that edge, right? To get just the end of it in there. And then what I like to do is pull up in the pry tool and the piece at the same time. Did you hear how it popped? So once it pops, what you do is you're just gonna grab a hold of it and pull up on it nice and firmly and start working your way down to this end over here. So pull up, and once you get to the end, there's one more latch up here on the top. So what I like to do is get my pry tool, stick it under this trim piece, and once I have it propped under there, I'm gonna push down right here, which is gonna lift this end up, right? So just push down, and it pops right out, okay? So I take this piece, set it to the side. Repeat the same process for the other side. Take my pry tool, stick it under that end, give it a little bit of a twist, and then pull up. See how it popped loose? So then start working my way down. Pull up, nice and firm, there you go. And when we get to the end, we're gonna stick the pry tool under the trim piece, towards the top if you can, right? And then push down on the trim piece to unlock it. Pops right out. There we go, set those to the side. Next thing you're gonna need is your Phillips head screwdriver. There's gonna be a screw right here and a screw right here. It's only 2 screws, it's super easy. So go ahead and take both of those screws out. Put them right there. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to pop off the OEM shift boot collar down. So there's a black part and a silver part. What you do is you grab the silver part and just push down and it'll pop out, just like that, okay? So now this is loose. You have our shift knob right there. Now, you're going to grab your 14mm wrench, put it on the top part of the collar till it seats in, right? And now you can twist the shift knob to the left. See, now it just comes out. Set that to the side, so more it won't get scratched up. All right, now this little retainer just spins all the way off. We can set that to the side too because we are not going to need it. Okay, so now the next step is to pop off this plastic piece. This whole piece is just one piece. So what I do is I put my fingers up under these first 2 little holes, right, and then gently pry up until you hear it pop. There you go. I'm gonna do the other side, and it's all the way out. Okay, so this is all loose and everything. The 3 electrical tabs that you need to disconnect can be found here, here, and here. To disconnect these tabs, press the little tab in the center down, right here, while you pull down. So grab it, push the tab, and pull down. And the white one right here is the same thing, a little tab in the center, press it and pull down. This side is a little bit more tricky. The tab is on the back side towards the front of the car. So what you have to do, grab a firm grip, push in the center, and pull down. And that's all 3 of the tabs. Now this whole piece is just going to come up. It's all just one piece. As you can see, I have the Acuity shifter in there. Highly recommend that. So the next step, now that you have this plastic piece off, is to turn it over and then push the boot inside out. Okay, and you're going to see on here is going to be a zip tie. I had already changed this out before, so I have a black zip tie. I believe the OEM zip tie was actually white. So now we're going to grab our nippers, right, and very carefully nip this zip tie. You don't want to damage the boot collar. Pops right off. Then you have the zip tie, you can get rid of that. And whenever you push this thing back through, now shift boot collar, the stock one, is just going to come right out. See? Now we don't need that anymore. Okay. The next step is to go ahead and grab your Raceseng boot collar. Let's open her up. Got my stickers. I got a replacement zip tie, as you can see, since we cut the other one. These are the instructions. Okay. Here is the new beautiful shift boot collar from Raceseng. Here's what we do again. You're going to push this boot inside out again. Pull all the way to the end. So you just line up what side you want to have facing out, Raceseng or R, right? And then the zip tie that came with the kit is actually going to zip tie right here. But you just have to push it through first. So we have this pushed inside out. You push this all the way through to where you get it to where you like it. Make sure it's lined up with the seam. I'm going to grab the zip tie, put it through there. Okay. And I'm going to line this up on the back of this. Pull the slack out. All right, guys, once you have your zip tie on there, you have the knuckle in the back, everything's nice and fit. What you're gonna do is you're gonna push it all the way through to the other side. Now we're back on the front. Now reconnect the 3 electrical tabs that we disconnected before. Line it up with a hole and push it till it clicks. We have this one. Line it up with a hole. Push it till it clicks. And then this one over here. Line it up with a hole. Push it till it clicks. And that is all 3. The next thing we can do now is take our 2 screws that go right here and right here. Screw them back in. Now you don't have to put these crazy tight, just nice and firm. 1. 2. Nice and easy. All right, so now we have to put our trim back on. So there's 2 pieces. You're gonna have this top piece, and then you're gonna have the bottom piece. Make sure you do the top piece before you do the bottom piece, or else the bottom piece won't fit in. The bottom piece sits on top of the top piece. So what I like to do is get the top piece, kind of line it up, just like so. Make sure it's kind of there, and start at the top. Push with my palm. Wait till you hear it pop. And then there should be another click down here. There we go, nice and good. Bounce over to the other side. Okay, start at the top. Use your palm. Wait for the click. Nice and clean. So now we're going to take these bumpers right here. There's 4 points on them that pop in. Line it up, give it a little bump. Pops in, nice and good. Okay, same thing over here. Line it all up, bump, bump. Good to go. Sweet. So now I'm going to take my Raceseng slammer shift knob out of the package. Here she is. Now, I already put the adapter in. You're going to need to screw an adapter. It's a black adapter that screws over this, over your shifter. And on the end of that black adapter is a set screw. This is the screw that's usually on there. What you do is you use that to set the position of the gate, which is the numbers on top of your shifter. You adjust the height, that way when you tighten it up on the screw out the top of that adapter, that way your numbers are facing up. I don't have a gate, I chose not to have one. So I don't need to worry about that. So I have my adapter in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and line this up and screw it in. And if you'll notice, these are little rubber gaskets. These pop into the bottom of the shift knob. So here we go. Nice and gently line up the shift ball. Start turning it nice and easy. And as I get closer to the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and line up the shift boot collar so it pops in. So I'm gonna go all the way down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up all the way in. And just hold on to the collar as I tighten the knob. Nice and firm. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. There we go. And there we go, guys. That is the finished install of the new Raceseng shift boot collar. Easy install. So please let me know if you guys have any questions at all. I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks for watching, and good luck.